Here's additional guidance for your ascension journey. Let me explain that to you. That's something that I wrote today. I didn't know I was going to do that because the first message that I received from my Wilhelm was about decide. Because that's what we're all doing is deciding who we are, deciding who we're going to become in our lives. And so ascension, you might think of it in different ways. We use terms, different words. Some people just call it self-development, personal development, self-growth, whatever you think of it. It is what each individual will do in their lives if they want to live a life where they're happy, where they're successful, where they have what they want. But that's a journey. And it's one that we all take. But we're at a different time where that journey might be a little confusing. So that's what I was talking about. And another funny thing that happened the other day, someone sent me an email, these things that come about your astrology, and they said, the days that will be really lucky for you will be for my sign. One of them was the second. I go, that's interesting. It's February 2nd. Got up this morning, had all this heaviness on me, and I couldn't quite figure it out because yesterday I was guided to do a little short channeling session because I knew that our world would change today and going to a little different kind of place, and we're seeing it now happening. I never know that before I receive information. But I was doing it because I just wanted to invite people to the channeling session that I'm doing next Friday because it's a new moon and we'll be moving through some more dynamic changes. And everything that I am giving, always given, is to help give people more guidance and understanding of what's occurring for them and what's happening in our world. But people will look at me and go, how do you know? I said, I don't know, but I know. And so after I put out the first message this morning about you must decide, then my guide said, go back and put them all together. See, we will change anything in our lives through our consciousness. We will just do it in different ways. I happen to think that every person is connected to the divine. And so how can we get there? Because we're not in physical bodies forever. We must have some reason that we're alive. And I also believe that every single person has that within them. We just got to uncover it. My path was a little different, but because I uncovered it, now I can give it back to others, which is also what happens when we ascend because we reach a higher state of consciousness. We understand our importance in the world, and then we can give permission to others to do exactly the same thing. But we won't all do that. This is why I can talk about certain things and people will say, no, that's not possible. We can't do that. We can't change things. I'm sitting here last night, and I'm thinking, I'm 73 years old, and I'm just feeling my body, and I go, wait a minute, it's all healed. How could that have happened? I've been through every horrible physical thing in my life. How could that have happened? And I'll show you one way that it happened. And the way it can happen for anyone, you start to go in and do your deep work, your inner work, your mirror, whatever it might be, to figure out your life, your journey, and all of that. And so when I received this information, mine was a little strange because my guides would give me things over years, periods of years, but they would use the same day because, see, when we can change our brains, then we change our lives. But we don't do that instantly. We have to understand that we use linear time to do that. When I receive information, it's not linear. And so you can see, and I'm going to put this link in this description, but it's also on my website, anyadvicefortoday.com, and you can read it. You always receive what you ask for. This was in 2008, and that was purposeful because 2008 was when our world was making some more changes, and many people might remember that. 2009, you will never find your value or worth in the physical world simply because you were born inherently valuable and worthy. But see, that's something that takes time for us to understand individually and especially collectively. Then in 2010, situations and events that show up in your life experience that you do not understand also offer you precisely the opportunities you desire. Okay, it goes on. You will see that it does every single year up until today. And then when you read them, what you will discover is that you will feel better. You will understand more of your process of ascending, your process of moving to that person you're supposed to become, because that's all of us. And then, yes, physical things can heal. Your body can heal. Your brains can heal. all of that if we do the work of discovering who we are, because every single person was born with worth and value. And I hope you come to the channeling session on Friday, and it's called You Can Choose Peace or Chaos. Because, see, those are going to be the choices that we're going to make this entire year. And so when you know which ones you're making, you're going to have a much better life, and we will have a much better world. All right. See you soon.